we made it for 3 years, sir. Whenever we used to come back and see it, there's always some kind of high I used to feel. They allow the train, and then when the next train comes, this train has to go back, that train has to go. So we used to shoot the other angles. The way in which we shot it is very guerrilla, very short filmmaking kind of approach we did. But when guerrilla filmmaking was happening, I thought like it was difficult to ask somebody to follow a guerrilla approach and ask him not to use the lights. In few places we tried little overboard lines and all that were cut off only, so I did it. Emotion meter, I was a little concerned. It was just an instinct to do it this way, sir. I just thought it's just a small taste or instinct or experience. I exactly cannot articulate it.
Darling, mobile ullagin superstar.
INDICUS Photo, durable exterior paint with Divo color technology.
மிஸ்டர் கோல்ட் கடலைன்னு தான் வாங்குறேன். ஏன் தெரியுமா?
சாதாரண ஆயிலை விட சமையல் டேஸ்டாவும் இருக்கும், ஹெல்தியாவும் இருக்கும்.
Hello, Karthik Gattamneni.
Hi, sir.
So you're like on the top of the world right now because Mirai is it's grossed some 2 million in the US,
yes,
and it's done some 100 crores in India. So at every point a filmmaker says, I think this is coming out well, or I think this is going to be a hit. I have a gut feeling, or the other thing, it's like, shit, I have a feeling this is not going to do well, right? Did you expect this level of success?
I thought it will work, sir, but I didn't know where it will land and what is going to happen.
Right, but you were confident that it would work.
Yes, sir, it would work.
And what gave you that confidence?
Sir, maybe even after we made it for 3 years, sir. Whenever we used to come back and see it, there's always some kind of high I used to feel.
Yeah.
This is working, this is working. All we have to do is probably land it there, take it there, or things like that. And to maybe recheck it again, we went for Rashika sir, and again it was one big process that we followed. Then even after all of that, it always felt like it was ticking.
Right. Now Shrikar told me that there were also some reshoots.
Yes, sir.
And all that. So after you finished, what did you feel was missing so that you needed to reshoot?
We had a bigger chunk, sir. Actually, we've gone into a lot of details, like all the 9 books, each book, and then even for the sword, how this sword was made, all of that details.
That invisible sword.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So we put a chameleon, and he makes the DNA of chameleon and mixes it with bones, and then makes that sword. That's why it's invisible. All of that we made, sir. But then when Sika sir saw it and thought, he felt like we'll go a little faster. We'll pace it faster like a commercial film. So the pace in which he kept the film, we needed to remove things, sir.
Okay.
So while we removed certain things, we needed to bridge it with something else. So it was a different process, sir. It was not because there was too much detail that we had to shorten and probably connect.
So the sword making scene,
sir,
you had to reshoot that?
No, sir. Sword making, there was one explanation that used to happen while he is making it. Sir took it off and put it in a very linear style, like the moment he makes the sword, it goes to Japan.
Yeah.
It wasn't like that, sir. It was basically one scene for sword, then again one scene where he lands in Japan. So he combined both and made it very intriguing.
Quicker, yeah. Yes, because actually I guess that helps because it helps the story take off a little quicker, yes, right? Apart from the commercial success, when Ram Gopal Verma says some shots feel like hymns and some action feels like rituals, yes, that's like huge compliment, right?
True, sir.
So he really liked the film.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I spoke to him, sir.
Yeah.
He's like, he somehow liked it, sir.
He somehow liked it. He likes very few films actually.
Yes, sir.
So this is like a huge thing coming from him.
Oh, sir.
Did he tell you what exactly, like something very specific?
No, sir. I think he's one. I have a huge influence from RGV sir's films, sir. The main, especially with the way he deals the drama or the comedy or all of it, sir. So I was asking him. I met him yesterday itself. So I was asking him, so how did you find it? He basically, I think, likes the way in which we made the film.
The scale?
Not just the scale, sir. The way in which we shot it is very guerrilla, very short filmmaking kind of approach we did.
For a
sir,
film like this?
Sir, it is mostly it's guerrilla. 60-70 days of shoot is majorly a guerrilla mixed.
Okay, like can you explain how?
Like we don't have much of a unit on the set. We don't have generators and all. We have just screamers and minimal things and with minimal crew. So like that, sir. Like all the shoot we did in Nepal or Kutch or Sri Lanka, most of it is like that, sir. When action was there, we were a little specific because of the dress and the hangings and all. Otherwise, the shoot was a little guerrilla meets professional filmmaking.
I thought you would have had like hundreds of lights and
No,
like
sir. It was the other way around.
Right. So can you tell us what the budget of the film was, or is that a
No, sir. It's a 55-60s where we've finished filming, sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
Wow, this looks amazing for that. It's truly amazing. It's just like, and when I watched the second half on a big screen, I was like, wow, somebody's really put a lot of thought and like what into, and I think what really helps is also that you were so specific about what you wanted, right? It's like everything from the look of this is a post movie conversation,
correct,
so we can talk about it, right? So from the look of this, like the Mirai stick, to the look of everything, like that was so, like for example, I think that wide shot when the hero and the villain are on opposite sides of that bridge that is exploded, right? That is so amazing because you're like you're wondering, okay, when will they meet? How will they meet? Where will they meet? That is what you're wondering, right? And for that to happen at that point, it was just like so amazing. So was that a miniature?
No, sir. It was a real shot.
It was a real bridge.
It was a real bridge, sir. It's a 9-arch bridge in Sri Lanka, sir. It's in Ella.
Okay.
So the debris we created in the post,
Okay.
it was a real shot, sir.
It was a real
we
shot.
blocked the train. So again, it was interesting, sir, because the trains, it's a single track route, sir.
Right.
So what happens is they allow the train, and then when the next train comes, this train has to go back, that train has to go, and then so we used to shoot the other angles when this train goes this way, and the moment that train comes off, and then we shoot this angle. Like it was a little planned. In the middle of guerrilla, we were planning and blocking and doing it.
I really liked that idea of each of them getting the other person's weapon.
Yes, sir.
That little bit, it's like, was that a little bigger in your original version? Like
Yes,
a little
sir.
longer? Because he just says, okay, the Mirai will work only with good people, you're a bad person, so okay, then they continue fighting. But what was your original vision for that scene?
I wanted a more bigger fight, sir. Like the touch of it, they go back into something like Sonic or something huge. But I felt it was not practically doable. We tried with 4 or 5 shots and we failed, and then we went into classic 2-man fight.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I tried a lot of things, sir. There.
So I think, so obviously any film, regardless of how you write it, it also works because you're casting it well, right? This casting is really bang on. Any film, it works because of the the casting, and when we talk about that, we have to mention Teja Sajja interviewed before the movie. He's there, but the more surprising casting is Manoj Manshu.
Yes, sir.
How did you decide on him? He's not been in cinema for a long time. Of course, then he came up with this remake and all that. But then at the time you signed him on, he was on a big break.
Correct, sir.
So how did you think of him?
So no, sir. Actually, we were trying for different actors who have that athletic energy as well, with performing at the same time athletic this thing. I knew Manoj Anna had that because he was known for his stunts and all those things back then, and even for his creative space as well. His films used to be a little ahead of times and all, especially during my engineering times. But he never came to my mind at that point because I was not even sure if we can ask him, or did he take a break, or did he stop making films or something. So I was trying for different options. Then Teju only came up with that option of I met him somewhere. He said he was interested doing anything which is crazy and all. This I think will fit for him. Do you want to go try? So I went and spoke to him, sir, and then it worked in one sitting.
That's it.
That's it, sir.
And he's amazing because he brings such a see, when you describe a guy as powerful evil force, this, that and all that, one look at him and you believe that. Yes, so you don't need to oversell that concept, It's not like something else.
Yes, sir.
And again, when you look at Teja, like in Hanuman rather, here also he is this skinny, like a boyish looking. In fact, at one point he's called childish. I think Agastya or somebody calls him childish, right?
Childish, yes, sir.
Why did you want that look? Why not, like, for example, make him build some muscle or something like that? Why did you think this was the right look?
I felt, sir, that childishness and that innocence versus the madness, and innocent choosing the path of dharma is always a good connect with the audience. And the moment he builds that muzzle and all, we start seeing hero from the beginning of the scene.
Right.
I felt not giving that, I think, might connect. So even when we did the scene here, the opening of it, we kept it like very tapori-ish.
Yeah.
Tried our best to keep it like even the kids can connect to him. There is innocence, at the same time there is some kind of mischief that this boy has.
Yeah.
So that he looks very active, innocent and nice. So you connect to him. So it was very, it was done right from the writing, sir.
Yeah.
That was a very conscious call from the writing.
So when it comes to, when it comes to dramatic acting, right, that's a little different because you're talking about, there are scenes to perform, this sad thing happened, I'm crying, whatever. But this is a little, when you're in a larger than life movie, what is the meter of acting that you like?
Sir, keeping it subtle works for everything, sir, I feel. So that was the T mark, sir. Whenever, and I tried, in few places we tried little overboard lines and all, that were cut off only, sir, I did it again. So subtler is always safer and nice, and it connects to everybody is what I feel, sir.
Okay.
I've learned from it.
That's the way to go.
Yes, sir, better.
Yeah. Can you tell me about how you named the hero Veda and the villain Mahavir Lama?
Yes, sir. Veda, it was this happened in the writing, sir. My writer was my writer is Mani Babu. He is involved in the names, sir. He has a better understanding of how to name people than me, to be honest. So Veda, his idea is like Vedas represent Dharma in a sense. So his name is Veda. He doesn't even know any form of Veda, but somehow he follows it. So this felt like a very contrasting idea at the same time, something which can resonate towards the end.
Yeah.
So that was the idea of keeping him, sir. Lama basically is a different clan name in some places, sir. So it is in some places it is leader.
Okay.
So we thought Mahabir Lama is something which came very organically from sound.
Yeah.
See, he names himself
Yeah.
like Mahabir Lama.
Yeah.
So, So that's how we.
So one interesting thing, but I didn't feel this was followed through much, but it didn't make a big difference at the end. But I was very curious about the fact that the villain is actually somebody who suffered from casteism, and he's been ostracized or expelled from his. They don't want him to. They don't want him to touch the gods or do this or do that or whatever. So there's a bit of casteism there, right? So you would think that somebody who's a victim of casteism would actually be a sympathetic figure. But you make him into this big guy saying that I want to. So what is this, when you saw it like that, what was your motivational arc for that particular character?
Sir, his ideology, we should feel that his idea is right, his path is wrong. So that was the very underlining thing we had, sir. Because I don't have to go for Manchu Manoj.
No.
If it was just a simple madman who wants immortality, this man wants to be God, and what he wants to do is he wants to. He doesn't care. He wants people to just for opportunity. People with the right ability should survive. Should not even survive.
Yeah.
So this is his madness that he has. So to bank it, I thought we'll show that right space of ample time of this thing. At the same time, we had this. It was a very tight call, sir, because that madness has to be shown. His ideology has to survive. So we were sailing on a very tight rope. So even while the edit was happening, there was a lot of times that we had a discussion, thinking. Srikar sir used to say, we connect with him very clearly because everybody goes through this. Somewhere at some point of time we go through that rejection because of something, be it nepotism or casteism or religion or whatever be it. So there is that small connect we might feel to him, but so we were very careful to keep that madness very next to him, right next to him. So it came from his performance as well.
Yeah.
So that aggression he shows, and suddenly you feel that he's right, but at the same time there is something in him which is dangerous.
Yeah. And I think the fact that you show 2 times, one is at the place where the village where he's born, and then second time at the place where he's raised, at the ashram kind of place where he's raised, with that tribe or whatever it is. So both places he faces that same kind of rejection and then gets the powers. What were some of your inspirations for this movie?
Sir, Singitam Srinivas Rao sir's Bhairavadvipam is one very interesting influence I have, sir. The second one is Aditya 369.
I was good. I thought you were going to say Aditya first.
Yes, sir. Aditya 369, sir. And then I'm also a huge fan of Indiana Jones kind of films where you go.
You know, when the first like 10 minutes happened, I said, okay, this is going to be like an Indiana Jones movie. I was just had that in mind because I'll tell you why. Because you start off with this ancient archaeological kind of aspect, and then you go to that, and my mind immediately said Indiana Jones. So it's just like
It's correct, sir. You bang on right there.
Yeah. So that was an inspiration, and the two this ones. But were you also influenced by, let's say, some Chanda Mama, that kind of?
Yes, sir. That is our basic Indian roots were there, sir.
Yeah.
Only worry I had was we putting this mother-son emotion. They don't meet, and then her soul departs when he finally touches that 9th book. So that emotion meter, I was a little concerned because are we at the right level of emotion, or are we 2 or 3 notch down, or that was always a question mark, sir. So I needed help, sir, there. So Shrikar sir was right there, so he is seeing it. And he was telling me, okay, let's keep it. This much is enough for this. It's an action adventure. So I needed help from people who were working on that, like from Teju to everybody there.
That actually, that part where he gets that book, the 9th book, and before his mother departs, and before that Sampati's that big action sequence, it just is so gorgeous. What made you say, I want to place it in an ice cave?
Sir, because that kind of bird, where could that exist?
Yeah.
So we thought it's a divine bird, something spiritual, probably it would be residing in a huge cave where you don't find a path to, and it should be basically a restricted area. There shouldn't be any trees. There shouldn't be any, not much of an oxygen as well, very lower levels of oxygen. We tried to show it through his friend who feels, I cannot go beyond this point, and only this guy goes, and then a clan stops him and tells him, clan leader stops him and tells him, nobody who crossed it came back, don't go. Then he goes. So it was all done with that idea of where it could and how it can reside. So it came from writing, sir.
Yeah. And that cave again, you said that the bridge was real, right?
Yes, sir.
This cave is what?
This cave is a set, sir.
Okay.
Problem for the sequence was we didn't find a cave that had 40 feet, 50 feet height, sir.
Yeah.
We had 30 feet because after 30 feet there was the lights coming in. So the height was extended, sir. It was very well put up by Nagendra Garu with all that. Snow was all salt and some chemicals they used to create it. And even the frozen lake is epoxy paint, something they've done creatively in budgets. So a lot of things were achieved like that, sir. Then underwater we did it in Bombay. So the background was again background was not done in CG, sir, in underwater also.
Okay.
We printed it and we did some experiments, it worked.
Oh, optical effects.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
It was optical effects.
Okay.
So it worked.
Okay.
So with the flex and other things.
Nice.
Right.
Nice.
So, lot of trial and error.
Yeah, a lot of trial and error. So let's get back to the original, like how the movie starts, right? Now you start with King Ashoka and the Kalinga War.
Correct.
Now, of course, the Kalinga War really happened, but the thing about him giving getting the 9 books done, that's fiction. So that's fiction.
Yes, sir.
What made you say, I want to fuse? Because you can choose anybody, right? It's like, what made you say, I want to choose King Ashoka and Rama and get those two things together, those two characters together in some form in this movie?
Right, sir. So very idea was King Ashok. There's in Google there's a huge myth. Like I googled it like 10 years back, and I was with that myth for a very long time. Ashoka and his unknown 9, and there were different theories on 9 books. Some had some theories, some had some theories. A lot of this was a myth, which some say Hitler tried for it. All of that is there, sir.
Yeah, that's another Indiana Jones touch.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
It was already there. But I felt, what if there is a problem to these 9? And I felt, will there be an answer to it in future? So when we started writing, we discussed it over and over, and then we thought, like, what if Ashoka wouldn't have an answer? Who would give an answer to this? Then we thought we'll go back to previous date or centuries back. So then we thought maybe Rama's era, and that's how we started writing for Rama's era. Who is that man who would have existed in those centuries as well? Then we got to Agastya, and then we thought Rama would have had a solution for something like this in Kali Yuga. So a person was to go there should take a certain path and then go there and touch it to have that ability, and then he has to do something for that weapon to activate and come back and take away that immortality.
Yeah. So when see, the point is, you're also making Ashoka a bit of a magical figure, right?
Yes, sir.
That is there in that Google thing, is it?
No, sir, it wasn't there. We made it magical because we said these are Daiva Granthas, sir. So these
Holy
must be,
books.
holy books. These must be coming from long before. That some of the techniques in that book have been used by Ashoka to basically do that warfare and all that. So we thought Ashoka might have got it from long back. So that was the idea of choosing that powers and that ability to it.
Yeah.
So, and also when we were researching, we went through Chanakya as well. There was some connection. Chandragupta Maurya's minister was Chanakya. Chandragupta Maurya's grandson was Ashoka. We thought somewhere there Chanakya, we wanted to connect more things, but again we thought a lot of detail, then a lot of stories to tell, so we kept it like this for now.
Yeah, as it is, the movie runs what, 2 hours and
2 hours 38, sir, actually.
38, yeah.
But because of cards and all, it's at 2:45.
Yeah. The most unexpected thing for me in this movie, in this world, was things like ganja, things like a brothel. What would you say? I want these slightly off elements in this world.
Yes, sir. Just to show that contrast of these people.
Okay. Why was she living in a brothel?
There was one line also, sir, which says lotus stays in a dirty pond, but it looks beautiful.
Yeah.
So then we took it off. We thought, like, we do not have to explain it. We'll keep it like that. She doesn't mind. It's all about her purity. So we thought, like, keeping her in a contrast space always gives that they are different people.
Yeah.
They choose a different, that contrast can show up on screen.
Yeah.
Same with ganja, sir. So we thought, like, burning, he takes Kothimira and remakes it and then burns it and then explains his version of what it is. So it gives that nice.
Yeah. I love that scene where he steals a car and then there are 2 kids behind. It's like, so it's almost like accidentally proves that whatever he does, some good comes out of it. That thing was a very nice touch.
It was actually one of my ADs, Pari, who suggested that scene, sir. So
really?
she came up with that idea of what if 2 girls are in the, and then we included it in the writing.
Okay, very nice. The colors, the visual effects, the production design, everything looks fantastic on a big screen. But I'm very curious about the cinematography, right? Because I just spoke to a filmmaker who, okay, I can just say it's Prem Kumar, right? Mirai 96. He used to be a cinematographer. Now he's a director. And now he does not want to shoot his own films because he says that's too much of attention to shoot and direct. Now that is one school of thought, but there are many directors who also shoot their own films and you're the latter thing. From your perspective, why does it help while you are shooting your own film?
Sir, for this film, there was a limited resource, sir. So I wanted somebody on board, and some of the sequences in this film were shot by my friends. For example, Sampati sequence was shot by Karam Chawla. He came, he helped me out because I was feeling that pressure because a lot of lights, that whenever that too much of attention was needed, I asked. But when guerrilla filmmaking was happening, I thought, like, it was very difficult to ask somebody to follow a guerrilla approach and ask him not to use the lights. I felt like it's better I do it myself, and also I got used to this guerrilla filmmaking because I came from short films, sir. Oh, train is not here. Okay, I'll shoot this. This is not here. This I'm used to this kind of working in chaos.
Like adapting.
Yes, sir. I am better in chaos now, I feel. So that approach I felt was very much needed for this film because we are running against time in most of the cases, and we were very disciplined with the time, sir, with the actors as well. Every actor has to come at 6:37. We have to start shooting at 7:15. So we couldn't afford any small hiccup that can go wrong. That was the reason why I took up this thing, and most of the places my assistants and all of them were there to help me out. Whenever I felt that pressure, I used to take 3 steps back. And
okay, because you were also a cinematographer earlier.
Yes, sir.
So, I mean, it's not that you don't know, but
yes,
I was like, won't it be too much of stress to say I'm doing this and I'm doing that, you know, like
yes,
so.
But whenever it was action, I was always, there was an action director who would probably sit in front of the monitor, so I can just relieve myself into the in front of the camera.
Yeah. So, just to kind of get a clearer idea, I know you keep saying guerrilla filmmaking. I know the concept, but can you help to explain how that concept translated into such a big movie? For example, can you give me a scene where you use that concept of guerrilla filmmaking, but like a
correct, sir. For instance, we wanted to shoot the whole climax part on a bridge, sir. So first we tried different bridges in India. We understood that we cannot block trains and we cannot shoot it. Railways wouldn't allow it. It was not possible. Some of the bridges were nice, but then again we thought there were wires on the bridges.
Okay.
So equipment would be, it is very dangerous to shoot on it.
Right.
So if some flip is happening and they might get sucked to the electric this thing. So then we tried in Turkey as well. I thought like we'll keep the people from there, we'll go to Turkey. I saw the bridge at that Skyfall bridge.
Oh.
That also we've seen. So, and then we saw the numbers, it was not working. Then again we had to go find another option. So it was always a process where we go, find, fail, then go, find, fail. Then finally we thought Sri Lanka, that's where it was all possible. But then again there was some small things that they've asked, like one day, this day we can't shoot, Saturday you cannot shoot. Probably when tourists are there, you cannot shoot on a particular day at these times. It's timing based. So when you write down all that and plan, and then we used to shoot very early, 7:30. They used to give us the times when the train would come, 7:30 to 7:45. So we would give a break at that time. So for food and all, food is simply packed and gotten. It's not hot food. So this is all into the guerrilla filmmaking. So all the actors have to get ready in the hotel and come. There is no vanity. So all of them are, a small tent is put up somewhere near, or a small cafe or something, whichever is there. We used to put everybody there. So we all recoup there and then start shooting. So this is how we took it, sir. At the same time, since we don't have much lights and we didn't have to do everything with the grip and all, the bigger grip and all. So it was very easy, like to keep a shot, it was a little easier. Like quickly we used to just have to make sure nature is helping us or not. And for this film, nature has always helped us. That's why we've put up Power of Brahmand from the moment we start putting out the trailer. So it's like nature always came helping for us.
Do you think you'll be able to follow the same kind of guerrilla filmmaking for part 2, because you're going to get a bigger budget? So, but the point is, as the budgets grow sometimes and as the comforts grow, you get more lights, you get this, that. Sometimes the spark kind of, so it's a balance, right? It's very convenient. You have a big budget, you have all that vanity vans, but this movie is what it is because you were able to think on the spot, improvise solutions, work fast. So,
sir, I think writing dictates anything as we see. This film, it was dictating us to shoot it this way right from 2021. I was traveling with Teju from 2021. So the first thing we both wanted was we both will do as much, we'll spend as much time as possible. We'll go shoot. Even 20 days before the release, we thought we'll go to Kerala and shoot that night moving shots of Teju going to the forest for the 9th book. We wanted more. We shot in one cave in Kurnool. That was again a lot of guerrilla shoot we did. So we wanted to go to Kerala and shoot it. Rains were not stopping. We didn't do it. Otherwise we would have gone and shot it as well. So the approach was right there from the start, sir. In the same way, the second part, We will start with the same approach, sir, but maybe here and there we'll use that luxury and bring in a little more experience.
Do you have a script already written for
We
the
have
second?
an idea of it, sir,
Okay.
how it can go, and
Is that going to be your next movie?
hopefully, sir.
Okay, okay. Tell me why you can do two things, right? One is a magical kind of movie can be set like a Bahubali, which is entirely one mythical world, historical world, whatever it is, which has no connection to present day. But you choose the latter approach where you're saying that I'm going to have magic, all that stuff, but I'm rooting it in a very relatable where Agastya is saying, call me AG,
Yeah.
you know, that kind of, like having a cool factor. What made you say, I want this approach?
Sir, one thing about the periodic films is something, no, sir, is the nice production design what we experience. It's a combination of cinematography, color, everything. I mean, the costume, everything when you shoot and do it. It was always great to see films like that, and there is a lot of consistency. You don't get to see something which you see every day. You have to transport people back to that. The idea was similar, sir. The costumes, if you've seen, like we tried to fusion a lot of costumes, there's something old with the textures and all we brought onto the screen. But at the same time, when we released the first teaser and all, a lot of people have asked if it was a periodic film.
No.
So that was a shocking thing for me, because I felt like, are we trying to take people away from what we really have made, or are we overdoing something? I had a lot of questions, sir. This film is, now I got all my answers, but while making it and while doing this whole process, there was always these questions. Now I feel it is just conviction or instinct. It was just an instinct to do it this way, sir. I didn't know, I was not prepared also, but I just thought it's just a small taste or instinct or experience. I exactly cannot articulate it, sir.
Yeah, no, I understand. Also, I think going full period would have probably meant more budget.
Yeah,
that
right.
also is a practical reason, right?
Probably.
So,
டார்லிங் மொபைல் உலகின் சூப்பர் ஸ்டார்
INDICUS Photo Durable Exterior Paint with Divo Color Technology.
அதான் மிஸ்டர் கோல்டு, தரத்திலையும் அளவுலையும் நோ காம்ப்ரமைஸ். மிஸ்டர் கோல்ட் 100% கடலெண்ணெய்.